Hello, it's John, and today I'd like to talk about a here with Patch who's sniffing a lot, so if you see me stopping and starting, it's because of him. I'd like to talk today about spirit guides, good, bad, everything in between, and also the nature of reality and what I've been learning through client sessions I've been doing for my energy clearing, healing, and psychic gift activation in my meditation sessions. So yeah, let's start with spirit guides. Now, I want to be really clear about client confidentiality, and so I would never name a client, and I would never give away details that would make them feel uncomfortable or would allow anyone to identify them in any way, including energetically, because I feel that the private sessions that I do, and I do about a third of them are public and the rest are private, and so I really don't share the details, but I'm going to share the concept, which is helpful regarding spirit guides, because I've experienced this across multiple sessions. And so first of all, this is like a message to my spirit guides, is that I feel really comfortable with them. I trust them, and I know that from time to time they interchange. So some will step to the back, and some others will step forwards, and sometimes new guides will come in, and there's very much like a consultation process with the other guides. There's typically about 8 of them who step forwards and are responsible for the communication with me, and I know that they all have different vibrations, and sometimes I'd say there's like a default vibration, if you like, or present vibration for all of them, and they're different. And the lowest vibration guide I have, he's really interesting. Described as quite short and dark, and his name is Marek, and he's sometimes been switched with I have a black wolf, or it's like a black and white wolf, and they're both really powerful, and they'll do things like go ahead into the darkness without me, and like check things out, and like scouts, and then come back. It's going to turn around here actually. As I say, come back. And I've also found that sometimes I annoy my other guides. They're just like, why did you do that? Or they're just like, we gave you this opportunity, we're trying to tell you, or why won't you listen? And they're not like the highest vibration beings in the universe, right? So everyone gets a chance to have a grumpy day. But what I have seen in client sessions is, I think the common theme has been protective guides, like overprotective guides. So just like we could be with our children or our pets or our homes or things that we love, there's a difference between loving something and setting it free. Setting your kind of student free to do what they want, to make mistakes and learn, and that includes being open to problems and attacks and energetic or verbal or whatever. So yeah, I have seen that in a client session where there was a guide that became too overprotective of the client, and they created this big protective barrier around them, and they were really stopping they were reducing the client's ability to use their gifts, and that was arguably against their free will, and I found both myself and the client found that really hard. You can just see there's such a will for it to be a happy, supportive, loving partnership and relationship, and yet sometimes boundaries are crossed. And the guide was like just really super super apologetic and super, they really asked the question, like, would you, do you want to still continue or not? And that was a big decision we had to leave them to think through. So yeah, I really wanted to share that. Hi there. Good boy, morning. Come on, Patchy. Come on, Patchy. So, and that, in these three examples that I've seen, they have worked out in the longer term, but it really opened my eyes to, free will. Like, it's our free will, not our guide's free will. It's our free will, not God's or source. It's like up to us to decide what we want to do, what mistakes we want to learn from. And no one should hold us back from making mistakes. Is how we learn, right? And so to change the subject also, and like, what advice can I give about your guides? Well, for instance, in my meditations each day, I say, guides, higher self and source, what messages do you have for me today for the highest good, love and compassion? And so I set my intention when I interact with my guides, and it's really interesting because they always come through with like really loving, beautiful messages as a result. But during the day, like when we're chatting like on and off throughout the day, when we're doing stuff, or I'm like, I'm asking for a bit of help, like it can be simple things like chores and DIY and admin, just like following your intuition and asking your guides. They're helpful for all these things. So yeah, I found that's really helpful to set the intention. I notice when I don't set the intention that their vibration can be quite different and much more varied between dark and light and everything in between, that whole spectrum. And yeah, and we've got a little bit of time left. I also wanted to share a bit about the nature of reality and really learning about the different types of attachments that we can have and the attacks that are possible on us energetically. And it's been really interesting working with clients who have had like long-term attachments, or sometimes like a symbiotic relationship, like they kind of feed off each other, and there's like sometimes, or even a lot of the time, like a mutual benefit. And so really that's been a really interesting journey that I continue to learn more about. And usually a client's reaching out to me to have it removed. I've never left an attachment energetically, but often they're like, the attachments almost always are there, and they help us learn from it, that whether we've just been walking around with an open wound and that we need to focus on that healing, or that is part of our lives that we really just need to focus on having more protection around, and more discernment and executing our free will. And then also, learning more about for other people when they have energetic attachments, just understanding, how to still hold space and love the person, and yet, not judge others, like we all have had or are likely to have again in the future at some point, an energetic attachment, whether it's a small little wee beastie that attaches onto your energy just because it's floating around as you're walking around, or the bigger, more aggressive entities. And so yeah, it's really important to hold space, not have judgment for each other, and help find the lesson, help find out like what is it we're being taught at that moment. And I feel like I'm learning every day and learning more and more not to judge. So I hope this finds you well. Sending my love from Scotland. I love you.